So the format of this activity is interview, and it's titled "What Have I Done?" And I use it to interview cultural professionals, whether they are cultural managers, artists, philosophers, curators. And what have I done? It's like, what have I gotten myself into? What have I done with my life? Can you tell us something about your preoccupations during high school, which may have shown a glimpse of what you will be doing related to philosophy?
Yes. Let's take the period of the high school, secondary school, as you said. It's, one of my preoccupations as a young man in blossom was about, a little bit what we call creating my identity and discovering my passions, my interest. And there was something about friends. I liked friends.
Friends?
Yes.
Friendship?
Friendship, yes. Yeah? To have friends. Yeah, so to hang out with friends, to have this kind of relationship. Not just going out for having a beer and drink and have party, which is, of course, part of it, but also to build something more, to have a relationship, to go together, to discuss. There were a lot of discussions, fights, something that I enjoyed both, fights and going along with my friends. So this idea of fights, conflicts, it's something that was, for instance, triggering me. I discovered, for instance, that I was enjoying conflicts.
Enjoying conflicts at a young age.
Yes.
And tell us, how was this a glimpse towards philosophy, the philosophy practice?
The glimpse towards philosophical practice is that, in a way, in a dialogue, there are conflicts happening, and it's through conflict that you can discover new things, modify yourself, not only modify yourself, but also you have the possibility to modify the other. So it was the discovery of this power.
You not only modify his face if you hit him.
Yes.
You would modify her face.
Yes,
you
exactly.
Modify your friends through dialogue, in a way.
Dialogue.
Yeah.
The change, the modification that happens not in the body, like a physical punch, but in the soul, if we want to call it soul or the mind or the spirit or the character, personality.
So as a teenager with social, good friendship and learning how to dialogue, learning how to conflict, did you know about philosophy?
Yes, I knew about philosophy as a subject in the school.
From school?
Yes. So it was not about practical philosophy. It's the connection that I draw. It's for later. So it's to read myself back and this pleasure, interest in the conflict, not flee the conflict, is something useful that I see something in philosophy. So to say that I was interested in the conflict because I could change my friends, now it sounds very philosophical, but this is a backwards reading of it.
With your knowledge of now.
Yes, exactly.
And through my question about what was philosophical about you as a teenager, this interest in conflict.
Exactly. As a teenager, I just acknowledge that there was something attracting me in the conflict. Yeah. Sometimes I was creating it out of nothing.
Yeah. You mean dialogues, counter-arguments? Or...
Yes, I was doing things that are bothering people.
Like what?
On purpose. Like we are standing under the sun, getting the sunshine, and then suddenly I take a little stone and I throw it to someone to disturb, to see what happens.
Physically, to annoy someone.
Yeah, to annoy. To create an unknown, to create a situation. Because there was nothing going on, and then I wanted to create something. And then we started to argue, to see something was happening.
You were enjoying the argument.
But yes.
That followed. Were you asking questions at a young age? At that age, I mean.
Yeah. Yes, you mean in this dialogue with my friends or in general? I was asking questions, yes.
Yeah, I ask this because now that's what you do. You ask questions as a philosophy practitioner. So maybe you also didn't have just creating conflict, throwing stones and people. You would pose questions.
Yes. Well, at that young age, let's say, it was more random. There was no clear purpose. There was not a strategy for this of trigger something, throwing a stone, engaging a dialogue. It was more random.
Yeah.
And if I have to compare now, it's that randomness, the energy is still there.
Yes.
Maybe there is a new energy now, new motivation for it, but it's also channeled. It's more structured. It's more with a purpose.
It's not so adolescent temperament.
Yes. Well, let's say that there is awareness and purpose now.
Yeah. Well, while then it was just this antagonistic spirit.
It's antagonistic spirit. I realize also, I have to admit that I wanted to take a little bit the center, to attract attention, to be recognized. We were talking about recognition. Yes, it was also a quest for recognition, to be seen by my friends.
And create identity.
And create identity. Yes, I don't deny that this was ongoing for sure at that stage.
So then, in high school, were you in a scientific or humanist high school? What did you study?
It was scientific. It was the Liceo Scientifico.
Yeah.
So that was the with experimentation. So it was more about mathematics, physics, chemistry. We had a lot of workshop hours in which we would run some experiment to reproduce the physical experiments of the history. There was also the informatic class. So it was less, it was art sciences. And then it was okay. The subject, it was the history, philosophy, but it was the more weight on the scientific part.
The scientific part. And then, let's say you end high school. Yeah. What does an antagonistic young adult with friends and trying to find himself through friends do next? Did you pick a college? What did you do next after high school?
Yeah, well, I wanted to continue. It was quite clear to me that I wanted to go on with studying.
Studying what?
Yes, what? It's a little bit a cornerstone because I was split between few subjects. Let's say that the main two subjects that I was attracted towards were psychology and philosophy.
Right.
Because I was through this spontaneous struggling, fighting with friends. It was already there, the interest for the functioning of the mind, how people behave, what triggers them, how to explain, how to read, why they create societies. All these questions were already there. And I thought that philosophy or psychology could enlighten this field, were a worthy question to be investigated.
So which did you choose?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yes.
So you studied psychology
for 1 year.
For 1 year.
Yes.
Why only 1 year?
When I gave up, I didn't like it.
Why?
Well, because it was quite. Now I have to say, from rigid. It was too much scientific. The questions and the investigations that I wanted to carry on were dealt in a too distant way from what I was feeling inside, from my existential issues.
Statistics and numbers and
biology, a lot of biology,
a lot of
math,
not enough philosophy.
Yes, the existential part was not there.
So you were interested in the existential aspects of your life, your friend's life, your humanity, no?
Yes.
So,
but I have also to admit, because I don't want to denigrate psychology, but maybe I gave up too early. Maybe those subjects would come later. But I wanted them immediately.
You wanted immediately?
Yes, I wanted to go to the thing immediately.
Illumination.
Yeah, yes, okay. I wanted
wisdom.
answers.
Yeah. And what did you do after you quit the...
I quit psychology and I applied to philosophy.
Yeah?
When I started to philosophy, yes, I switched immediately.
This
one
was
year
when?
after.
In the 90s?
End of the 99, 2000, yes.
99, 2000.
Yeah, because 99 was my first year at university, yes. And then I spent 1 year attending psychology, giving exams, and then I switched to philosophy the following year.
Was there ever this question of how you will have a job or make money in that age?
Well, yes, there was this discussion with my parents. They were suggesting something, maybe expecting me or, to do something more concrete that would bring me self-realization in the work. But then I was not strictly obliged by my parents to take a choice or another. It was there, the theme, the topic, the concern. So don't forget this. But it was more, I have enough means now. I want to follow my interest. This is it. And then if I will make money or not, it's for later.
Yeah. So you were young enough, hopeful enough. You had enough trust from your parents to go follow your true passion, which is philosophy.
Yes.
At 21.
20.
20. So you did a bachelor's probably in philosophy.
Yes.
Did you find it up to your expectations of existential inquiry?
Yes.
Yes. So you got satisfied by the...
Yes, I was very happy with my choice and with the change from psychology to philosophy. And immediately, I would say that almost all the subjects, all the classes, all the different professors, well, I enjoyed most of them. I was happy to attend the classes and to study.
What did you find most satisfying about the classes or the university?
Well, it was two things, let's say two aspects. Let me point out two aspects. One was the content itself. So to talk about philosophy and to investigate the ideas, the reasoning of different philosophers, and to see how very different approaches to life, worldview, and philosophy theories were valuable, making sense, and they were opposed. That was very interesting and
what I see triggering. Now, it doesn't sound like you studied philosophy as an academic or laboratory subject, but you were thinking to make sense of philosophy as existence, as real life.
Oh yes, well, yeah.
No?
Yeah.
This is what I see in your answer, that you said the ideas and different ways of thinking make sense for life.
Yes.
Which is starting to become more towards practical philosophy. So you did see aspect of practical philosophy in the studies.
Okay. Well, in that moment, no, I didn't know practical philosophical practice. I didn't know it, so I could not say that I was already there seeing these tools. Yeah. But one thing that I recognize, it was my attitude that maybe it's relevant here. When I was studying or attending the class, it was more let me absorb this philosopher. I'm gonna be him now.
Yeah.
And when I was studying, I was him. And I was behaving like this sometimes with my parents, with my girlfriend, with my friends. And I was identifying with the philosopher or with the idea that I was studying in that moment.
Who? Give us some names who you embodied.
Oh, okay. It was Soren Kierkegaard. Then it was Nietzsche. Existentialism was attracting me a lot. But then it was another one from the more analytical philosopher, was Orman Quine. He investigated issues about the possibility of translations, of logical connections, and these are some of the names I try to impersonate.
So you would study them, read them, and then try to think like them and behave like them.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There was
it
this-
was really a game I was playing,
yeah.
but yes, that's how I entered their thoughts, their philosophical
By
approach.
thinking them and interpreting them
Yes.
yourself. Yeah.
Yes, it was kind of every time. Well, now I'm making it but it was there this attitude that when I was studying something and say, okay, now I believe this. This is really my truth, and I was impersonating. I was believing with myself.
Were
the
you
thing.
doing Socratic dialogue? Were you impersonating Socrates too, like asking questions to people? Or
No,
because I was
Socrates,
expecting you to say even Socrates now. But
No, he was not there.
Not then.
Not then.
Now more.
Now more.
Now more.
Well, yes, now more. Now,
more.
because
Wait. Sorry. I bring up the now, but we're not up to now yet. We're still in college.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. Let me go back to college.
I can't wait to get to now, but that'll be the end of our interview.
All right.
Yeah. So you're back in college, you're impersonating, you're learning, you're believing, you're acting.
Yes.
But then, so you end probably your studies. Now you ended your...
Yeah, I got my degree.
got your
Yes.
degree. What happened then after your studies?
After my studies, then... what happened? Yes, then it happened that I went to work in a company as an accountant.
And who were you which philosopher were you impersonating? Spinoza, no?
Well, the disappointed philosopher, because I didn't manage to work with philosophy. I had to abandon my
Did you try to work as a philosopher right after your studies?
no, right after my studies.
They didn't have
No.
an opening at the factory of philosophy.
No, exactly. Well,
No job.
the natural evolution would be to teach,
Yeah.
to become a teacher at the secondary school. In Italy, you teach history and philosophy when you are a philosopher. And if you studied history, the same would be history and philosophy, but you would teach at the secondary school. So I did it. I did some practice, some you call it tirocinio, apprenticeship,
Teacher.
in teaching. But then, while I was waiting to enter in the educational system in Italy as a teacher, I said, okay, I have to do something. In the meantime, I have to work. I have to.
How old were you?
I was 26, 7.
So at the time when you
25.
should start becoming autonomous financially.
Yeah, financially, exactly, after the university. And then I said, I took this opportunity given by my parents, my father, that he said, hey, while you are waiting to go with your aspiration,
Yeah.
why don't you try this business school? And I said, okay, why not? Let me try to study administrations, business.
So you have the second degree.
I have a postgraduation degree. It was, we call it a master in business administration.
And management.
Yes, in management. If you want. Yes, it was 1 year, 1 or 2 years, intense full-time program in which I was studying different subjects, but related to economy. Business, accounting.
So then you got a job as an economist, as I'm sure that people look for economists and people to
Yes,
handle
it was
money.
more popular, required.
than
Yes.
philosophy.
Yeah.
So then, what do you say is the next discovery of philosophy, your true passion? What was the next step?
Yes.
You had the job in the background?
I had the job, let's say that for a couple of years I was having this job, I was doing, it was quite nice, okay. I would say, okay, nice with the colleagues, I like the colleagues, I like the company, there was nothing wrong with the company, with the colleagues. The only thing is that at a certain moment I said, well, yeah, I've been studying philosophy 15 years and now I'm here doing this thing, Apparently, I'm not that bad, but there is something missing here.
Someone to fight, someone to throw stones at.
Exactly. And so I started to Google something. What can I do with philosophy? Another something different from teaching.
What year was this? Do you remember? 2006, 7?
2008, 2007, 2008.
You start Googling.
It was 2008. Yes, because I started in 2009. I took this program in Venice, University of Venice.
The business thing?
No, that was the year before. It was 2007.
So you're mentioning the next thing that you found related to philosophy.
Yes, when I was looking for something,
you found something.
Because I spent, let's say, from 2007 until 2009, couple of years, let's say, more or less, I was working in this company, doing business, accounting, etc. And then I felt that something was missing. I wanted to take back philosophy.
And what did you find on Google?
Yeah, this idea of philosophical practices.
So it's the first time you heard of this?
Yes.
So tell us, what was it?
It was kind of illumination. Suddenly, oh wow, cool. Yeah. Then it was, calm down. This might be the upteenth trick or bullshit that might be on internet to attract people, fraud maybe, it's nothing.
So too good to be true.
Yeah, too good to be true, right, yes.
Practical philosophy.
Yeah, practical. Then I said, okay, when I started to reconnect with my former network of philosophers, and I said, okay, now I'm going to call my professor at university that followed my thesis. I trust her, this lady, and then I said, hey, is it a true, valuable thing, or it's a fake, this thing of practical philosophy?
Which would be, the question a philosopher would ask.
Is it a fake or it's authentic?
You're in. You passed the test.
Yes. So. And then she said that no, it's something real, concrete. It's not fake. It's not just for alluring people.
So what was it? A training program?
It was a training program. I was reading things about practical philosophy. So people acting like Socrates in the society wanted to engage with the problems of people from a philosophical point of view, because up to that time, to engage with the problems of the people were the psychologist, psychiatry, psychotherapy, the priest, or the barman.
The barman.
But
yes, bartender.
The bartender. Yeah.
Yes. You spill your troubles.
Yes. That was not a professional one, the bartender, but the priest and the psychotherapist were professionals.
Right.
So now I bring in the bartender because those are figures with which we share.
The priest, the bartender, and the therapist.
So let's stick to the priest and the psychotherapist.
Okay.
Then this new profession
of philosophical
practitioner,
yes,
philosophical counselor. I think it was a counselor, the word that back in the times I read, was doing this, and then I wanted to know if it was something reasonable, concrete, real, or it was nothing, a fraud.
Okay.
And then I discovered...
You went?
I went. Then I said, well, also there are different associations. There were different associations, still are. Mm-hmm. And one of the institution, the university, Foscar University in Venice, advertising, proposing this program, master degree in philosophical counseling, I think it was the name.
Official?
It was an official one.
It wasn't just a hoax by some little...
No, exactly. No. I chose the institution. Yes. Because in the institution, I think, at that time at least, that gives some guarantee for quality
and credibility and a system of effort.
And that is how I started my journey into philosophical practice.
And then you found ways of applying ideas you studied in philosophical culture in bachelor's, and you started dialoguing and learning to ask questions.
Yes.
Was it a practical master's, or was it mixing theoretical elements?
It was mixing. It was mixing theoretical elements, while it was organized in such a way that you had to spend 2 days, or it was 2 appointments per month, and you would spend 2 full days at the university. So it was possible to conciliate with work, your life, other activities. So it was not a full time every day, 8 hours. No, it was
because there
20 hours or 30, 40 hours per month.
So there was still no huge demand of philosophical counselors.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was both practical and theoretical. When I was going there, it was main part at the beginning was kind of theoretical, a description of how philosophy would cope with existential issues, how philosophy would do things differently in such environment, the other environment, school, company.
In real life situations.
Yes.
Take philosophy from its ivory tower, from its armchair, and make contexts where it meets real people with real problems and give an existentialist perspective to it.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it was the first time that environment, attending this program, in which I tried workshops.
Workshops. You tried one-on-ones?
Well, both.
And workshops.
Yes.
How did you do your first one-on-ones?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember my first one-to-one consultation. Not even my first workshop.
Were you an aggressive guy? Were you a therapist guy? Were you funny? Were you confrontational?
Okay, yes. I was confrontational, but I wanted to, few things that I think that they are still with me in a way. First, I wanted to convince the other of my idea. So convincing the other was one of my...
So I'm your subject, your client, and you are my counselor, and you had an idea which you wanted me to think.
This is one thing, but also as a participant. I mean, because back in those times, when I was attending the program, I was mostly the student. So I was the student, so I'm reflecting my behavior on what I wanted to do, how I behaved during a workshop as a participant. Because I was not giving workshop, running consultation during my program when I was studying at this master. It was a practical thing, but I was more acting as a participant.
And as a student, as a participant, you had this will to show more to demonstrate more your point of view.
Yes,
your idea.
To demonstrate, to convince, and to take normally, if there was an idea that was going around that we were developing, then I came with the opposite idea.
So you're playing the devil's advocate.
I was playing the devil advocate.
But you say this now as if you've changed your mind about that. No?
Yes, because my attitude as the facilitator, as the philosopher, was not this one, was not like this. It was more trying to connect, to summarize the different ideas that I was given by the participant.
Oh yeah, so you mean in the workshop something changed in you?
Yes.
You became more available to others' ideas.
Yes, when I was on the side of the facilitator, on the moderator, when I was side of the philosopher, at the beginning, my job, my concern, what I did was more, I want to connect the ideas. I want to build. I want to progress. I want to develop.
Not fight each participant in the workshop. Not
convince. No, I was more kind of pleasing the participants, more finding the value in each idea, and to synthesize with other ideas to see how they could coexist.
So what?
It was more to bring more peace, to construct a building with old ideas instead of discarding, challenging an idea or
What shifted the attitude? What?
That's interesting. I don't know what shifted. Okay, it's maybe it was about the responsibility that I felt when I was a facilitator
In front of many people.
in front of many people. I have to hold and to support all contribution, the different contributions that can coexist. It was more about all the ideas. There is a value in all the ideas. Let's try to work on them, to put them together, if they can coexist, if they can be an alternative to another. While when I was a participant, I was more bold in pushing, in criticizing maybe.
So you saw this potential to build collectively rather than hold on to your own individuality.
Yes.
It's only from the perspective of the facilitator that you understood the mechanism of more people together, working together.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was because I took on me the charge of doing this job, of connecting.
Right. So you liked to connect people's ideas.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is something that I do quite spontaneously, naturally.
So let's say
connect.
at that point when you discovered doing workshops and giving stimuli and making people think together, that would be the point of your philosophical practice maturity, or emerging as mature philosophical practitioner. Would you agree?
No, I think it was not mature yet.
Not mature, but at least
it was the seed. It was the beginning of it. Yes, yes. Because I'm still thinking about the early stage of my journey in the philosophical practice. I think that now I'm doing things differently.
Yeah, but that was an early stage of what you're doing now.
More. Yes, it was an early stage of what I'm doing now.
So you discovered the workshops. Maybe I think you graduated from the Venice Philosophical Practice School.
Correct.
What did you do next?
Then I went to look for other approaches, something different from what I saw in the Venice school. There were many guests, many different philosophers coming there, and I tried to follow, to go. Okay, let's
contemporary
living philosophers. Yes. So I said, okay, let me investigate a little bit more this approach. Let me investigate that approach. So I was going towards those options of doing philosophy, of practicing philosophy, that were appealing to me.
Can you name a few?
Yes, I can name a few. One is, for instance, the Socratic Dialogue School in Germany. Another one was... in Italy, I was fascinated by I forgot the name, but Nardone. It's the strategic brief therapy. Giorgio Nardone. Yes. Then another one was one of the guests in Venice was Oscar Brenifier in the Institut of Philosophical Practices. That was another interesting methodology. And then let me see, the Philosophy for Children, Lippmann. Of course, I didn't meet Lippmann, but there were one or two representatives of Lippmann. So I was interested in the Philosophy for Children. I attended one seminar, I think, or two.
You sampled?
I sampled, yes. I was going there. It's like finger food. You take a piece of this, a piece of that, and you taste.
Did you find a turkey?
Yes.
You found a turkey?
I found a turkey.
Main course?
The main course, the one that I prefer, and then it's more than 10 years, maybe 15 years that I'm following the approach proposed by the Institute of Philosophical Practices, Oscar Brenifier. Then I managed to get in contact and to know also Isabelle Millon. from the same institute, and they are running workshop, and the methodology, the way they apply the philosophy, they run workshops and consultation. I discovered that it was the one that I think one of the most philosophically and methodologically grounded and fitting my way of looking at things.
What fits so much? What do you like about Oscar's approach?
There is one thing that I appreciate, I like a lot, which is the agon.
Agon.
Yes, the challenge to the subject. It's not
going back to your adolescent seat of the antagonist and the so you found this
provoking people, throwing the little stone to awaken the silent, the dormant person. Yes,
you found this in IPP.
Yes, I find this in IPP. It resonates a lot with myself, this approach.
But you mentioned two virtues at the beginning of our talk about the agon, which you said it's more structured and it's more aimed. Something like this?
More structured and more?
Objective oriented. Disciplined.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I was saying about the methodologically grounded proposal for the IPP. Yes. So this one, the methodologically grounded means rooted into the ideas of philosophy. Why I like it, it's because I see the ideas of the philosopher at work during the process, during the dialogue.
The dialogue, yes.
Yes, during the dialogue, during the questioning, during the workshops. So there are ideas of philosophers that are recognized in the approaches, in the mentality of the people, and this is extracted and brought into the and thematized, made it a theme for the discussion. And the other, the reverse of the coin, is that there are tools proposed by philosophers that can allow us, empower us to better understand and think about our life, our problems, how we deal with things. So it was not just the challenge, the agon, to the subject. I'm going to awaken you. I'm going to bother you because I want you to be with me, to be awakened. We have to do things now. We have to grapple.
Think and
yes, but then there are also tools that philosophy is really used.
Can you tell us some examples? Tools maybe which you saw when you were impersonating philosophers and now you saw them in action.
Yes. So, for instance, one idea that sometimes I use is the idea of Plato, that in order to distinguish two concepts, two ideas, you need a third idea, which belongs to one, but not to the other. And it sounds very abstract, or a concept, a third concept. So it was nice to have a talk, for instance, with a manager. I don't remember what company. We were having this dialogue, with this discussion. It was a philosophical consultation, and I proposed this idea. He was not able to distinguish between stubbornness and determination.
So this is an example.
This is an example.
Manager had saw stubbornness and determination was the same thing for him.
Yeah, well, not like that. He could distinguish, but it was more intuitive. He was kind of running around telling me what is determination, what is stubbornness. One person is stubborn, one is determined. And then I was narrowing, calm down. Let's be conceptual here. Let's see what element, what idea belongs to one and what doesn't belong to another. So here an example might be that, I don't tell you the whole story, the movement, but just the examples that we can use flexibility. A determined person is flexible in order to achieve the purpose, so he can change.
This was the third concept.
This was the third concept. Yeah, flexibility goes with determination, but doesn't with stubbornness.
Right.
Okay? So if you want to distinguish stubbornness and determination, because why it is important, why it is a problem, because sometimes you see a person that repeats or wants to do something, and you see why he doesn't give up. Is because he's stubborn or he's determined? Okay, then you have to use other concepts.
So here, with this example, you tell us something. We go into examples of human nature,
yes,
and how humans are.
Yes,
it's a great example that stubbornness is found in many humans, and this is what philosophical practice also deals with and works on. Human nature and human
nature, your human characteristics, future. Because everyone would like to be determined, but no one likes to be stubborn, right?
Well, if we start thinking about it and we put it in conceptual terms, it starts to make sense.
Yes.
But then, if we don't, we do it intuitively. And you, as a philosophy practitioner, realized this, and you gave an example of Plato's idea of third concept.
Yes.
I'm sure you can give many more examples of tools from the history of philosophy, from philosophical culture, which you use actively. I'd like to hear them, but now it's more about you. And now, up to now, you've been working on this method, this putting into practice in dialogue the ideas that you accumulated during your studies, and up until today, what are you doing now?
Okay, yeah. So now
we get to the now.
Yes. So now I'm working and practicing more and more as a philosophical practitioner, meaning that I run workshops and individual consultations. And I use philosophy as a tool, as a main tool to run these dialogues. Mm-hmm. So the scene is set with philosophy. Mm-hmm. And it's something that now I've been doing, well, let's say professionally since almost 10 years, I would say. That I'm running workshops and individual consultations, and I do for private people, for groups, for friends that just want to, maybe they have no specific interest or goal, they just want to think and to see how they can find new things, develop their thinking or improve their life. I'm doing it with professionals.
In companies?
You mean? No, with these freelancers. If you want, with lawyers, with a chartered accountant. I work with a dentist, with...
What do these people have in common? Why do they come to you?
Yeah, so they want to... what they have in common, I can give you... We don't have something in common if it goes to something concrete. It's not the main thing concrete. They are moved from.
What do they want from you?
Okay, different things. Yeah. It's not so different out of this guy, but out of the world. But one wants to reflect about his own profession. Why he does that, why he's got some concern. He wants to clarify his discomfort with what he's doing. So he wants to clarify, to understand what lacks, what is missing.
To understand his choices.
His choices or
personal.
Yes, some discomfort that he's got.
Mm-hmm. So they come with a problem. They'll have problems.
Yes. Another one wants new tools, new perspectives to his life. Most of them want to be validated. Okay, probably they do not find what they are looking for.
So you don't give them validation?
It's in a certain way I give validation, but that's not my main thing. Some of them are disappointed when I don't validate them, because it's not my main purpose. I want them to think.
Yeah.
I want them to realize what they are doing. I want them, I want to give them some tools to think differently, more efficiently if you want. But for me, because when it comes to what's in it for me as well, to me is to discover how human beings relate with their own existence, their own troubles, This
you
is
learn from studying and working with them.
This is fascinating me. So any kind of trouble that you might have, so I'm a manager, my team doesn't work well together, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's interesting. Why? Let me discover how it's going on. So I'm fascinated by the problem that the people have.
Because you also find that interesting.
Yes.
Problems of the people. You're also people.
Well, yes. And remember that this comes from my youth.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I told you that I had a lot of questions in myself, for my life, for my existence.
And about your friends and immediate people.
Yes, exactly. So now this topic, the subject, how people relate with their own existence, what problem they found or what they struggle with, it's something that to me is appealing, interesting. I'm curious, spontaneously and genuinely curious and interested in else's problem.
That's why you can do philosophical practice with enthusiasm.
Yes. Yeah. I'm enthusiastic. Yes, I'm full of energy and motivation in doing this because I like what I do. I like what I see. Yeah. When you tell me I have a problem, or you tell me I don't have problems, then I put a problem because I want to see the problem. Because it's impossible. It's not possible that you don't have problems.
Right.
You are a human being. Human beings have
and
problems.
This understanding
are working problems. Human beings.
See.
You see, look at yourself. You've got a lot of problems.
Very problematic.
Yeah. It's visible, no? You're running this interview. You should have a problem if you want to interview a philosopher. Yeah. Okay, but I started with philosophy, the philosophical approach, more than coaching. So I didn't take the school of coaching. I know something about coaching. And they are more into, from what I've seen, talking with coach, more into solving a problem solving, and it fits less what I am. I'm more passionate about the problem, about thinking. But if we don't find a solution, I'm still happy. And so I don't want to find a solution, to motivate you, to validate you. It's a side effect. Yes, it's a nice side effect, but it's not my purpose. My purpose is to think, and to dig into your reasoning, your functioning. So this process is already my purpose, my goal. So this is the difference. When we might be as motivated and curious as I am in dealing with someone else's issue. But this is the difference that I see between what I do and a coach, for instance. I'm less solution-oriented, meaning that the solution comes, but that's not my purpose. It's more a consequence, a collateral damage of the thinking process.
Profit. Extra profit.
An extra profit, okay, yeah. Okay, yes, like you said, yeah.
Added value, Added value.
Yes. I deliver you a value, which is great value, which is we think together. And then you have an extra value, then maybe you find a solution, you are validated, you have a better life, maybe.
But it's not the purpose to improve the life. No. The purpose would be to understand the thinking.
Yes, but now let me, I don't want to be so abstract and deny some concreteness in the philosophical practice. So if you improve thinking,
sell it.
Yes, I'm going to sell the philosophical practice. Yeah. So if you improve thinking, if you get to know better yourself, your biases, your strengths, then it goes by itself that you will be better in conflict resolution, in communication, in managing people, because you get to know better yourself, your biases, how people think, not only you yourself, but people in general. You will learn some tools for thinking. So we focus on these tools, in this practice, and then it's a side effect, but you will get it. So you will, as a result, also improve other aspects of your life and your professional life as well, not only personal. Yeah, am I selling it well?
It's very
Good. Yeah. It's little known, so relatively new practice and proposal out in the market, if you want to say so. Another one is because normally philosophy is seen as something distant from real life conditions, situations. So we tend to think about philosophy as systems that do not speak to me, but have nothing to do with my situations, my existence. Another one is because it requires effort. It's very challenging. So we have to make an effort with our brain, our mind, and although we claim that yes, we think a lot about ourselves, oh, I'm very introspective, yes, I tend to think a lot, to discuss, well, no, if you're not trained to do it, you're not actually doing it. It's like a story that you tell to yourself, that you think a lot, but it's not true.
You worry.
You
People
worry.
say they think
Well, but it's
too
also-
much.
Exactly.
No?
You worry, you think about yourself, but maybe you go in a loop and you repeat the same story to yourself, how you are. So it requires an effort to go outside, to look at yourself from an external point of view.
Thinking requires training.
Thinking requires training and effort. It's not just training, it's an effort because it's painful. There's also the pain here.
She asked why it's not popular, and said because it requires effort, which presupposes that people are not willing to put in effort.
Yes. Yeah, well, people prefer to stay comfortably at home in their
Consumist environment.
consumist environment. Yes, they do not really think through ideas and see the impact and the consequences that these ideas have to their life. They think that they are just ideas. No, there is a relation between these ideas that they have, that they develop, and how they think, how they are.
You don't necessarily refer just to philosophical ideas, but ideas of their life.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not only talking about philosophical
There's
ideas. Yes.
Existence without effort, and so some ideas. And then what lacks is this training to be able to process and understand your ideas.
Yes.
Yes. Which
Yes.
requires the effort.
Correct. Yeah.
Try to.
Yeah, to reformulate. Yes, I'm good with
Describe.
reformulation.
Easy one.
Or just one for him.
Yeah, the most important, one of the most important.
One of the most,
Okay.
not the most
Not
important.
more because maybe I don't know, I'm going to miss it. Okay, one of the most important things I have learned in my life. To say yes to my wife. Yeah. Although I don't do it very often, but
You learn. Why is this important?
okay, yes. Now let's get out from the joke.
Okay.
No, we stay in the joke.
A bit.
Okay, a bit more. How much more? Is that enough?
Just one. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, out of the metaphor, okay. No. Well, the wife. The wife is a metaphor as well to say that there are requests that are when you are pressed, when you want to continue in your own idea, then simply the act of giving up. Okay, let's accept something else, something that comes from outside. The wife, or it can be your parents, or it can be your child. What else? It's a different instance that comes to you, and you give up with yourself, with what you want. It's about wanting. It's about so at a certain moment, I can say I learned, but I'm still learning this because sometimes I fail, I don't do it. To give up with what you want and to learn a little bit more the noluntas.
Luca,
Yeah.
you said something like this before when I was interviewing you, that before discovering group workshops, you were more trying to prove your own idea.
Yes.
And then you saw the collectivity and tried to more renounce your own idea and cooperate with the people. So this, I make this link now.
Yes, still I have to tell you that even in that moment I was more with myself, with what I wanted. Me, I wanted to put together things.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I wanted to please or to save all the contributions that could come from participants.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea is to know, you normally would like to do something, you have your own idea in mind, it has to do with yourself, you want to go your way, what suits you, and you accept that there is something else.
Someone
From
else.
outside, you don't know, you don't like it in that moment, you prefer to stick to yourself, but you let go.
And
then-
this is what you learned.
Yes, and for man, in letting go, there is something good, something that you can, but it's good to let go, to give up yourself. That's the idea. To give up, to let go yourself. First step, or one of the steps, important steps, is to make space for reason. So to access reason. Reason is our common ground where we can meet each other, where we can relate. Okay, so if the emotional level is too high or too low, we cannot meet, we cannot access the reason. So when a person is too emotional, meaning that in fear, in pain, enthusiastic, agitated, I need to calm that person down. If, on the other side, there is a person which is very, very, almost unexisting, but speaks with a little voice, it's not that I have to light up, to awake this person. So I have to shake this person, I have to say some stupid thing, or to insult a person, or to do something because I want this person alive. Okay? And then I have to create this environment. The environment is, if there is too much emotions, not good. If there is no emotion at all, well, we are dead. Okay, so I have to create a possible access to the reason. Most of the time, when I have a difficult client, what I'm able to regulate the emotions in this requires practice, of course. You have to run workshops, you have to get confronted with people that are problematic in their behavior. Well, and then is where the philosophy enters the game, and so the tools to see and to interpret someone else's, his scheme, his pattern of behavior, of actions that he does, and the other thing that I use to regulate is my interest in the functioning of the other person. So if I think about the functioning, if I am with the other person, it doesn't matter what happens to me. It's not about me. It's about the other person. So if the other person is one way or another, it doesn't matter. It's her problem. It's not my problem. Me, I want to follow. I want to stay close to this person and to follow his scheme, his movement, and make it, and to reflect this movement, to make this person aware of this movement. Then this person might get angry, might get quiet, relaxed, more or less dramatic by this. But to me, these two things, to recognize philosophical patterns, philosophies, theories in this, and follow the functioning, stay curious if you want, is the way to forget about myself,
So
how
you,
I feel.
you remind yourself to look for the functioning with your mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remind myself to, hey, we are here not to get something from this person, but to follow the movement
To
of his
understand.
soul.
Yeah.
I call it soul, but not in a religious way, of his mind, his
Yeah.
spirit, his...
And then reason will prevail.
what reason will prevail of this, I don't know. This
No?
no.
With you at least.
No.
That's regulating your emotion.
Okay, if you call it reasonable, yes, to regulate
No?
my emotion, reason will prevail on me.
Yeah.
Because going back to these problematic cases, there are people that maybe go away, they don't want to talk to me anymore, they leave the workshop. It's not a majority, but if we take 100 people, let's say that out of 100 people, there are 2 or 3 that make me crack emotionally. Okay? I cannot deal with them, and I have an emotional crack. And then there are maybe 15, 20 that are problematic in their behavior. Normally, in a normal conversation, I would go away. I don't want to talk to these people. As a philosopher, with these people, well, I'm still able to follow, to work with them.
Okay.
But this,
In
there is an
normal-
important part now.
Okay.
The important part of this is an important concept that me, as a philosopher, in a way I have to die. As a not as a philosopher, as a person, as a subject, as a subjectivity, with my values, my intentions, what I want, what I dislike, it doesn't matter. Me, doesn't matter. I have to stay with the other person because I have to make clear to myself that my interest, my curiosity, what fascinates me, it's not myself, it's the other person, how it moves. So that is how I manage to stay calm and to control my emotions. Then the remaining 70 people, well, some I like more, I resonate more, but it's more, well, okay, not a big problem. But there are 20, 25 people that are problematic, and maybe 2, 3 that are too problematic, that I cannot deal with them. Don't know. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Something else?
It's over.
Oh,
It's
okay.
over. Thank you.
Thank you.